Let's begin our story by introducing Finn, a resourceful pickpocket. Finn had grown up in the Sunfields orphanage and had made a living by stealing from unsuspecting people. But he wasn't a bad person, he was just trying to make ends meet. One day, Finn overheard that the landlord was planning to demolish the orphanage to build luxury apartments. Finn was devastated. The orphanage was his home, and he couldn't bear the thought of it being destroyed. Determined to raise funds quickly, Finn tried to sell his stolen goods at a pawn shop. But the owner refused to fence them. The only item the owner was interested in was a special 2 of spades card, which Finn refused to part with it, knowing it had some sort of special power. Desperate for money, Finn hitched a ride to Bell End, where he entered a casino to try his luck at the poker table. Things were going well until a card sharp named Lucky Lunchman appeared and cleaned Finn out of his winnings. Finn was devastated. He needed that money to save the orphanage. To make matters worse, the casino pit boss suspected Finn and Lucky of cheating and took them into a dark room for interrogation. That's when things took a turn for the strange. One of the guards unveiled a 3 of diamonds and transformed it into a pair of gloves that could turn anything he grabbed into marbles. Finn was stunned. He had never seen anything like it before. The man threatened to kill Lucky's family unless he released his card, the 10 of diamonds. But before he could do anything, a car salesman with the 5 of hearts appeared and began fighting with the fake guard. Finn was caught in the middle of the chaos. In the confusion, Finn managed to steal the 10 diamonds and escape by stealing a car. But his troubles were far from over. Both the marble man and the car salesman were chasing after him. Finn tried to shake them off, but they were relentless. Eventually, all 3 men were involved in a fiery crash. Miraculously, all 3 men survived, but the marble man took out the car salesman and demanded Finn give him his card. Finn was scared, but he had an idea. He decided to test out his 2 spades and summoned a loaded revolver that pierced both the marble and the attacker's arm. But the car salesman wasn't dead after all. He appeared alive, and both he and Finn pointed their guns at each other. It was a tense standoff, and Finn didn't know what to do. Finn's heart was pounding as he held his gun to the car salesman. Just as the situation was about to turn deadly, a car screeched onto the scene, and a man named Vijay jumped out, wielding his own card's power. Vines burst from his hands, entangling Finn and rendering him helpless. When Finn came to, he found himself in the back room of a car dealership on Old Maid Street. The salesman, Chris Redgrave, was looming over him, a gun in hand and murder in his eyes. It seemed Finn's luck had run out, until Bernard, the dealership's owner, received a call from the pinochle president. Suddenly, Chris was ordered to spare Finn and give him a chance to prove himself. As Finn was introduced to the other members of the dealership who were working with the mysterious high card, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had stumbled into a world that was beyond his understanding. He soon discovered that these individuals possessed powerful abilities that were linked to a special deck of playing cards. Finn was offered a position as an apprentice car seller and assigned to work under Chris, who remained skeptical of Finn's abilities. The next morning, Finn was thrown into his first high-stakes assignment when a bulletproof monster was robbing an armored truck. Chris and Finn rushed to confront the attacker but soon realized that their powers were no match for the strength of Rock, the power of the 3 of hearts. Chris bravely baited the attacker into attacking him through the windshield of his car, and they careened into the nearby river. The attacker used his card's power to escape, leaving Chris to drown. But Finn was quick to act, summoning his focus to fire a few shots through the car's window, allowing Chris to escape the sunken car. Afterward, the president warned Bernard that Finn would be fired if he didn't continue to produce results. Meanwhile, the other high card members mocked Finn for having a weak card. Finn knew he had a lot to prove if he was going to survive in this dangerous new world. Finn was strolling along when he heard a young boy's screams for help. He dashed towards the commotion and saw 2 burly men, Jake and Carter, dragging the boy into their car. The men rambled on about the boy's father shutting down their factory and leaving them penniless, and now they were going to make him pay. Finn's heart raced as he realized the gravity of the situation. He couldn't let the innocent child suffer because of his father's actions. The police arrived on the scene, but unfortunately, they arrested everyone, including Finn and the kidnappers. However, Finn managed to talk his way out of the cuffs and walked out of the station with the boy. That's when Nix, the kidnapper's sister, showed up and seized them both. Finn tried to build a rapport with the boy by taking him to a Chinese restaurant and a ride on the Shield Underground, but their newfound friendship was short-lived as Nix wielded her power, Lethal Scoville, and captured them. While the kidnappers prayed to their fire god, Finn stole a key from Jake and unlocked his handcuffs. He pulled out his Nambu and aimed it at the 2 brothers, burying them under a pile of scrap metal. However, Nix proved to be a formidable foe, melting Finn's bullets before they could reach her. Just when things seemed hopeless, Chris came to their aid and tossed a suitcase filled with cash at the boy, who revealed himself to be a high card member named Leo. Leo then used his 7 of diamonds power, never no dollars, to swap most of the cash for a bazooka that punched through the flames and took out Nix. The explosion caused a giant scrap metal idol to fall, and Finn managed to save Leo before it crushed him and Nix. The next day, Finn discovered that Leo was the son of the pinochle president and the head of their old maid office. Leo handed over Nix's card to Owen, but his father ignored him and left the room, leaving Finn to wonder about their strained relationship. Finn was feeling pretty good about himself as he made his way into the pinochle dealership. He had just managed to swipe one of Chris's clients and was looking forward to rubbing it in his face. As he was gloating, Wendy stumbled in late, clearly still recovering from a wild night of partying. Later that night, Chris took Finn to the Crazy Eight's bar to give him some advice about the job. He warned Finn about the unwritten rules, especially when it came to Wendy. She was not to get too drunk or draw her sword under any circumstances. Finn listened intently, not wanting to make any mistakes. The next day, Wendy miraculously managed to make it to work on time. Finn was impressed and secretly wondered what had changed. However, things quickly took a turn for the worse when Chris was taken hostage in a bank robbery. Wendy knew what she had to do and rushed to the scene, with the rest of the high card team close behind. Chris was a hero and tried to shield a couple of hostages, but he was gunned down. However, to everyone's amazement, he revived with his card's power. It was an incredible moment, but there was no time to celebrate. Vijay managed to trap the thieves' escape van, and Wendy used her Ace of Spades card to summon love and peace. She knocked out the thieves with her sheathed sword, but one of them took Vijay at knife point. It was then that they realized that the thief was another player, John Doe, with the Four of Hearts Power Agent S. Wendy felt trapped, remembering the words of her late father. She unsheathed her sword and let the spirit of love and peace take over. Love P easily defeated John Doe, but then started attacking the other high card members. Finn was terrified, but he managed to knock the sword out of Wendy's hand. Love P disappeared, and Wendy was back to her normal self. It was a scary moment, but they had all survived. Wendy was shaken up, but she knew that she had to keep her emotions in check if she was going to be a successful high card member. Chris was proud of her, and they all left the scene feeling grateful to be alive. Junior Detective Sugarpiece had a gut feeling that something was amiss at the Shield Police Department. Too many cases connected to the Pinochle family were closed without proper investigation. It was as if they were above the law. Sugar couldn't shake off the feeling that there was a cover-up going on. When John Doe, a member of Pinochle, offered to turn state's evidence in exchange for witness protection, Sugar jumped at the opportunity. She handed John over to another detective and began staking out the Pinochle dealership, hoping to gather some leads. Days went by without any progress until a veteran detective, Greg Young, attended a charity event hosted by Van Klondike, the head of the Klondike family. Sugar was shocked when she saw Finn pointing a gun at her. She quickly arrested him, but what happened next left her traumatized. Van Klondike revealed John Doe, captive and helpless, and Greg proceeded to slowly snap his neck in front of the assembled crowd. As if that wasn't enough, a woman with telekinetic powers crushed Sugar's police car under a bus, nearly causing Finn to shoot her. As the rain poured down, Finn warned Sugar to back off, but she couldn't let go of her investigation. The next day, Greg informed her that John Doe was dead, confirming her worst fears. She knew she had to keep digging, but she had no idea what horrors awaited her. The tension in the air was palpable as Sugar struggled to uncover the truth. The Klondike family's power seemed to be limitless, and she was just a junior detective. But she couldn't let that stop her. She had to bring them to justice, no matter the cost.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.